increase the price of my ornaments. I had over a $200 increase. There were many months where I did not make any sales. I basically made the exact same amount. Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Morgan and I have my own art small business called Morgan's Creations. This video is going to be my 2025 small business recap, just going over my year in review as a small business owner and recapping everything. I started my business in 2022. For that entire year, I was working for my business, working on my business, but I did not officially register for my LLC and I did not technically make it official until September 2022. So that's why 2025 is technically my third full year in business as an established business and established LLC. So that's just a little bit of background. If you aren't familiar with my business, I sell handmade items, I sell original artwork, I take commissions, basically an art and crafts business. I also vendor at craft shows and I sell my products online. Hello, future Morgan here. I'm jumping in because I do now need to make an edit to the video. On December 29th, I ended up getting another sale. This one was on eBay. The order was for 2 wood ornaments. I'm so grateful for that last unexpected sale of the year. So it kind of screwed up my numbers a little bit. So what I'm going to be saying in the video is not going to be accurate. I'm going to put the correct numbers on the screen. So whatever is here on the screen is going to be correct. Let's go over my best-selling product of 2025. Every single year, my best-selling product has been the same since I started, and that would be my hand-painted wood ornaments. I paint winter scenes or winter landscapes and even some Christmas-related themes and characters. So these are really popular in person at craft shows, and they're also very popular online. The only thing I did differently this year, other than having new paintings and new designs, is that I did increase my prices only by $1. The cost of my goods increased as well as the cost of some of my craft shows I attended. Because the cost of everything has gone up this year, I did have to increase the price of my ornaments. So I went from $5 to $6 and I didn't really notice that affecting the sales at all. I still wanted to make them affordable, but also reflecting how much it costs me and how long it takes me to make them. I have sold a total of 92 of my wood ornaments, so that obviously makes them my best-selling product of the year. I broke down how many I sold at each different place. So at my craft shows this year, I sold 71, I sold 18 online from my shop, and I sold 3 on eBay. Now I want to get into some of my streams of income for my business. So the first one I'm going to be talking about are my commissions. I do take commission work. I did have a few new clients this year that I was working with. One of them I've worked with throughout the entire year. I did a lot of work for him this year, so I'm very grateful for his continued support and him continuing to commission me for multiple different drawings. In total, I had 6 different commission pieces. I believe only one of them was a painting and the other 5 were drawings. My biggest commission of 2025 was a painting of an Atari. It was on 12 by 16 canvas, so it was physically my biggest commission and also like my most expensive one. My net profit for my commissions this year was $468.51, and that's actually a significant increase from 2024. Last year I only had 4 commissions and I made $245.26 from those. This year I had over a $200 increase. I really didn't think I would be getting that much commission work this year. It really varies year to year. It really just depends on luck, really. I think the hardest thing as a business owner is to get commission work and get new clients. Now let's get into my online shop. 2025 was my second full year running my online shop, so I've only had it for 2 years. I've definitely had a lot of ups and downs with my shop. There were many months where I did not make any sales, very unpredictable. I had a couple of drops throughout the year. I had a spring collection, summer collection, and a fall/winter collection. So I did 3 pretty big drops and a few other small drops throughout the year. So I was trying to be as consistent as I could, along with juggling my other things. It is just really hard to even get people to buy from me from online. I did a lot more work on social media this year with my Instagram and my YouTube, but I didn't really notice that translating into more sales, only like 1 or 2 really. Anyways, for 2025, I had a total of 9 orders on my shop, so 9 different orders were placed, and from that I sold a total of 39 items. Some people did order multiple items. The largest order that I had this year was an order for 10 of my ornaments. My hand hand-painted wood ornaments. My net profit from that order was $55.71, and my best-selling product online from my shop this year were my hand-painted wood ornaments. I sold a total of 18 of those this year on my shop, and 10 of them were from one order. So from all of the orders I received on my shop this year, my net profit was $252.75. I run my shop through Square Online. I do have my sales report for 2025. So my gross sales and my net sales was down just a little bit, only between 1 and 2%. So honestly, that's pretty much the same as last year. I'm actually pretty happy about that. I'm glad it was only a little tiny decrease. Oh, that's interesting. So my average sale was $27.80. Looks like my average was a bit lower than 2024. 28% lower. I'm not really too concerned about that. That's okay. So it looks like most of my orders came in December. I basically didn't get any sales over the summer. March and April were okay. October was okay. November was really good. And December was even better. December was my best. So you can see there 2025 is in blue and 2024 is in gray. So I think it's interesting to compare 2024 to 2025. The trend that is continuing every year is that November and December are my biggest months for sales, because obviously you've got the holidays in those months. People are doing a lot of shopping. Now let's talk about my craft shows. I actually did make a separate video breaking them down because so much happened this year. So I wanted to talk about my craft shows specifically just in one video. I'll leave a link in the description and at the end of this video to go check it out. But for the sake of this video, I do want to quickly just go over some things from my craft shows. But if you want more in-depth details, then you can go check out that video. So I attended a total of 3 craft shows this year. I was supposed to do 4, but one of them got canceled. So I sold a total of 105 items between the 3 craft shows I attended. The biggest sale that I had at one of my craft shows was an order of an original acrylic painting, 1 wood ornament, 1 bookmark, and 1 print. So that order was $67. That doesn't include any of the expenses. That was a really large order. I was so shocked when that happened. In the moment, I was like, I can't believe somebody is spending $67 at my booth right now, because usually my orders are around $10 to $20. So when somebody spends like more than $50, I get really excited. Also very shocked and surprised too. So many different emotions. Super grateful for that sale. The lady was really, really nice and supportive of my business. My best sellers at my craft shows were my wood ornaments. I sold 71 of those at my craft shows this year. So if we go through my profit at each show, the first show, my profit was actually negative $52.62. I was not profitable at that show. I didn't make back my booth fee, so that's why I was in the negatives. At my second show, I made $290 net, and at my third show, I made $233.05. Then if we add all of those numbers together, my net profit for all of my craft shows in 2025 was $470.43. I do think that's pretty good, all things considered. In 2024, I sold 100 items, so I did sell 5 more items this year. That's pretty cool. My net profit from last year was actually $475.98. So despite everything that happened this year, I basically made the exact same amount that I did last year. Now we're gonna get into my grand totals. I want to go over my expenses and then go over like how profitable I was this year. So first I'm going to go through my business expenses. The total amount of business expenses I had came to $786.34, and that includes things like my websites and marketing through GoDaddy. I also have to pay for my Microsoft 365 emails. That also includes things like basic art supplies, packaging, my shipping supplies, my craft show display, and my craft show booth fees. Now I can break down all of my income. So from eBay this year, I actually made a profit of $129.82. I had a significant increase in eBay sales this year just for my art items. So my eBay did really, really well this year, which I was shocked. On Mercari, I made $20.07 Depop. So I made $24.38 on Depop. And then just to recap from what we just went over, my craft show net profit was $470.43. My commissions profit was $468.51. And my online shop sales profit came to $252.75. If we add all of those numbers together, $1,365.96. So again, I do have to come in and make an edit. So now that makes my 2025 total net profit come to $1,377.03. So my total amount of business expenses, excluding my craft show booth fees, came to $663.72. So I'm going to use that number to find my total profit for the year. So $1,377.03 minus $663.72 is equal to $713.31. So again, I took my profit minus my expenses, which excluded the craft show booth fees because those were included when I did my net profit. Hopefully that makes sense. So again, my total net profit for 2025 came to $713.31. I actually made $386.31 more than I did in 2024, and that's like a 39 to 40% increase, which is really, really good. And that's just for my income. So yes, I actually was profitable this year. I am so extremely happy about that because last year I was not profitable, mainly because I spent $1,000 on a new PC. So for me to be profitable this year is so exciting and I'm so proud of myself. I really tried to spend less money this year, only buying things that are necessary. But all things considered, I'm really glad I was profitable this year. And I also do have other side hustles and other side streams of income for my business that I didn't mention, like YouTube, affiliate marketing. Some of those things are tied to some of my other businesses. Just for this video specifically, I only wanted to talk about the Morgan's Creations LLC stuff. The last thing I did want to talk about and recap was my YouTube channel. So I started my YouTube channel a year ago now at this point. I got a total of 72,221 views since I started. So again, this is just over the last year. That is insane. I definitely was not expecting that. And as you can see, like over the summer and also in November and December, I had a really big increase in views. I had a few videos blow up a little bit, getting a couple thousand views. My watch time right now is at 595 hours. I need 4,000 to get monetized. For my subscribers, right now I'm sitting at 211, and I really appreciate every 211 of you. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching my channel. Thank you so much for the likes and the comments and the shares. I really appreciate it. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying my videos and you take the time to watch my videos and follow along with me with my small business journey. So I really appreciate it. Overall, I would say 2025 went a lot better than I expected. There were a lot of ups and downs, but there were also some really good high moments. I had one of my collections sell out in 12 hours. I had some craft shows do really, really well. I had a lot of commission work, a lot of sales. There were enough good things to kind of make up for the fails and the bad things. Just really proud of myself this year. I'm just glad I did not do worse than last year. That's pretty much it. That was my small business recap of 2025. In the comments, let me know your thoughts on my business and my business recap. If you have any questions or ideas for me, you can leave them in the comments below. You can share your year in review too. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!